And on the other side of the Capitol, opening day ceremonies in the House began with what might be called uncharacteristic bipartisan unity. It didn't last.
You will so conduct yourself as will in your judgment be most conducive to the interests and prosperity of Georgia.
First order of business, swearing in of House members by State Supreme Court Chief Justice Leo Ward Sears.
Next order of business, as aforesaid, is the election of Speaker.
Then selection of the House Speaker.
Mr. Clerk, I rise to nominate the gentleman from the 19th, the Honorable Glenn Richardson, as Speaker of the House.
Although Glenn Richardson soundly defeated challenger David Ralston in the Republican caucus election for Speaker back in November, this would be the moment for Democrats to nominate their pick.
We, too, the Democratic caucus in Georgia, put aside the partisan rancor and ask that we move forward with the work of this state.
And so it went for the election of the House Speaker pro tem and the clerk. Then it was time to approve the House rules, including the controversial reinstatement of ex officio committee members called hawks.
This rule isn't really for the minority party. It's to keep the rank and file of the majority party in line, because if it comes out of whack, then you just throw some more votes in. They kind of swoop in and have the authority to vote the same as any other member of that standing committee, whether they heard the debate, whether they have a background in that area, whether they know the subject matter, whether they care about it or not. They're sent in to make a vote to control the process.
It's just not fair play. You have the deck, you have the jokers, you know when the deck is going to be shuffled. You could even put extra jokers in it, and then it's just, that's just not the way to play it. It's just not the way to play it. And then you could deal from the bottom of the deck. Come on now.
Prior to the enactment of this rule book that we operated on, there was something called engrossment. For those of you that were not here, let me just briefly tell you what that was. When a bill was read for the first and second time on the second reading, the House would vote and the majority party would vote because they had all the votes and the jokers and the deck, and they'd vote to engross the bill. And you know what that meant? That meant from the time it went to the committee, for the committee system that you're on to debate, it could not be changed.
In the end, the House adopted the rules in House Resolution 14 by a vote of 108 to 65.